Hello, my name is Jessica Vasquez, and today my informative speech is about the birth of salsa. How many of you have ever heard of the genre called salsa? I grew up in a Puerto Rican household listening and dancing to this kind of music my whole life, and never understood the history of the genre of salsa. I think as Latin Americans, we should know about the countries that were brought together to bring alive a new genre. In order to understand better the genre of salsa, it is important to understand the history of it, the different cultures that came together, and the influence it has on today's Latin community. So let's get started with the history of what started salsa, spin to the different cultures that came together to define salsa, and then turn right into the influence salsa had. In March of 1964, Italian-American lawyer Jerry Masucci and multi-talented musician Johnny Pacheco started Fania Records in New York City. Pacheco's Cañonazo was the first album under Fania Records. Masucci only signed young artists from Puerto Rico and Bronx due to economic limitations at the time. Some of the artists were Celia Cruz, Hector Lavoe, Ruben Blades, Willie Colon, Joe Batan, and Ray Barreta, and many more. Now that I have informed you a little more about how Fania Records came to be, let's spin right into how Fania helped bring many cultures together. The Caribbean music influence had a lot to do with the birth of salsa. The bomba and plena from Puerto Rico, the mambo and son from Cuba, and the Dominican merengue. Because there were so many different types of genres in the Latin culture, Fania artists like Willie Colon, who was only 16 at the time, Hector Lavoe, Celia Cruz, Ruben Blades, along with Fania co-owners, wanted to revolutionize Spanish music by bringing together different sounds. Not only did the Caribbean influence the birth of salsa, but so did Afro-American music like jazz and the blues. Many instruments were also included in salsa bands, like el guiro, a carved gourd played with sticks, the conga drums, played with the hands, the timbales, and the marimbulas. Even though there are many different genres and instruments from different places, the Cuban son is primarily the foundation of salsa. I have given you lots of information about who and how salsa started, but now I'll give you information about this artist who influenced our culture. Willie Colon, born in the Bronx, has won 11 Grammys, a Lifetime Achievement Award, 15 gold, and 5 platinum awards. He has been an inspiration not only to the musical community, but also to our community. In 1991, he won Yale's Chubb Award, which he shares with George Bush, Jesse Jackson, and John F. Kennedy, and many more. Ruben Blades, born in Panama City, Panama, on July 18, 1948, moved to New York in the 60s and released the album De Panama a Nueva York, but it wasn't a success and when it was released in 1970. After that, he moved back to Panama to pursue his career in law, but returned after he started to sing with Ray Barreto in the late 1970s. Celia Cruz was born in 1925 in Havana, Cuba. In 1950, she joined La Sonora, what? In 1950, she joined La Sonora Matancera, and she was there for 15 years. She then married band trumpet player in 1962. In 1965, after leaving the band, Tito Puente started a band for her, where she started her solo career. After 8 albums with this band and no success, Celia signed with Fania's sister label Vaya and released the album Celia and Johnny, which she and Johnny Pacheco made. In 2002, she was diagnosed with a brain tumor and died in 2003. Hector Lavoe was born Hector John Perez on September 30th, 1946, in Ponce, Puerto Rico. At age 14, he was making money with a 10-piece band in Puerto Rico and moved to New York at age 17. He was nicknamed La Voix after one of his promoters started calling him that during concerts. In 1967, Hector and Willie released an album named El Malo. In 1988, he was diagnosed with AIDS because of his constant use with drugs. He died in June 1993. He is still well known for his great hits like El Cantante and Mi Gente. These artists inspired many artists today like Marc Anthony, Elvis Crespo, La India, Jerry Rivera, and Gilberto Santa Rosa. In today's society, salsa has expanded not only in the US and Latin America, but all over the world. From the history to the making of salsa and the influence of salsa's artists then and now, we give thanks to Fania Records and artists that started this revolution. Salsa is now one of the most popular genres in the Latin community. Thank you.
That was close. Dang, Jesse.